Hi, my name is Brian Johnson. I'm the co-founder of Katapult Network. I started the company 7 years ago to help connect college graduates and entry-level talent to good companies, and I've been doing it ever since. I have over 20 years experience doing this, and I just love working with college grads and helping them navigate the job market, career market, and help them find the right fit for the opportunities they're looking for. So my career started off kind of in a challenge mode. I had a theater and English degree coming out of college. My parents were super frustrated that I was majoring in theater and English. I told them I knew what I was doing, but as I got closer to graduating, I really had a heck of a time connecting the dots between that degree and the business or real world, if you want to call it. So I struggled in my first job search as well. I think it really gave me some practical experience in finding a job, and the challenge of it really motivated me to want to help others find their first career. When I got out of college after 6 months of searching for the right career path, I ended up actually landing a sales gig with a credit card processing company selling credit card processing machines, which was pretty hard, but a good experience. And then from there, I actually landed a career opportunity helping connect college graduates to various entry level jobs. And I loved it, loved helping students that were struggling like myself find careers. And I took that a little bit further and developed continually at that company into a leadership role. Eventually, that gave me the opportunity to leave that company and start my own business, Katapult, where I am today and helping college students find the right career path. So it's been a lot of fun. So I started Katapult Network to really help college graduates find the right career opportunity. I had a long history of working with college students and helping them navigate to find the right opportunities. And so when I started Katapult, I was super motivated to find a way to make this easier. And in doing so, obviously starting a business is a little bit harder than one would think, but making the right connections through my network to find partners that believed in it and helped me get it off the ground was critical for its success. Why I started the business was obvious. There are still so many students out there that are graduating year after year with their majors and minors and not knowing exactly what they want to do with those degrees. And being able to make the connection between them and businesses is still a challenge. There's also a tremendous amount of businesses that don't really know how to connect with the right recent grads or evaluate recent grads for opportunities. And so being able to make the connection was really important, and I found it to be a great business model and love doing it each and every day. So when I started Catapult Network, I came up with a concept to develop sort of a language that both students and companies could understand. A lot of companies that we were working with would be frustrated in the fact that the candidates didn't have experience. Most recent college grads don't have experience. They have a lot of transferable skills. Businesses are consistently looking for experience. And so I wanted to create a language that would help businesses understand the transferable makeup of a student and have a way to have a communication platform where students could get more jobs based on their transferable skills and not so much on their experience. And so I came up with this concept called Spark File. Spark stands for strength, personality, alignment, result, and key, sort of the overall fundamental of the person. Here at Catapult, we care more about your transferable skills and your abilities, and we put them into what's called a spark file. What is your inner spark? What is it that really you're about? What are your strengths and abilities? That is at the essence of what every company should be thinking about, more so than the experience. Experience does not mean that you are better. Experience means you got a head start in the race. Just because you started the race sooner doesn't mean you're better. What makes you good at a job or a career is your innate ability, your transferable skills. And so Spark File, the essence of Spark File, which we created, is to pull that out of a candidate to really understand how you could fit with a company. Likewise, when we work with companies, we spark all of their positions so that we can understand the skill sets that are necessary for success in those particular jobs. And so we've created this Spark File system. It's been an amazing tool to be able to communicate transferable skills of a candidate into a job, and thereby opening more jobs for more recent college grads and get these companies off of the experience-only track, which is very frustrating for most all recent college grads. Okay, so when I started Catapult, I always for many years had this vision of starting something. Early on in my career, I wanted to kind of go out on my own. If I had any regrets, it would have been just not starting sooner. But what I didn't realize when I started the business is actually how much work goes into it. Sort of like I'm a parent now of two beautiful little girls, and a lot of people said when you have children, your life is different and it's hard, but it's also rewarding. Very much the same with starting a business. Many people said it's hard, it's grueling, but also very rewarding. I heard that, but I didn't understand it. And when I started Katapult, the very first years of our company were very hard. A lot of hours, a lot of late nights, a lot of stress, kind of like you experience as a new parent. A lot of late nights, a lot of stress, but extremely rewarding. It was exciting to get out of bed each day and have the excitement of building something that you believed in. And so that was really awesome. But the expectation of the pain that would go into it, I think I expected pain, but I didn't realize what it would feel like. It was very challenging. But as the business has grown and we've got our legs under us over the past 7 years, there's been a lot of really good things that have come from it. Now what's kind of a new surprise to me in business ownership is just seeing the great people that we're hiring, bringing all the amazing ideas and vision and passion that they have to the table to make Katapult great. That's been a really awesome surprise to see other people take the torch and keep going with it, and see that just vibrant energy coming out of our employees to make Katapult great. So that's been a real amazing piece of growing and owning this business, and very exciting and rewarding for me along the way. So in my development of this business, Katapult Network, and just starting a business in general, getting my entrepreneurial, kicks into my career path, one thing that's really kind of helped me and shaped me is that when I was, again, many people don't know this, but when I was young, grew up on a farm in southern Minnesota. And as a farm kid, if there's any farm people out there, the idea of doing chores all the time and consistently is something that was ingrained to me as a young person. When I was a child, I thought it was child abuse. To be honest, I thought it was horrible that I had to do these chores. But as I reflected on it and looked back at it, and even in the early days of starting Katapult, a lot of the grit that it took to kind of just push through came from my farm background and my growing up just with this sort of you do your work and then you play sort of mentality, and watching my dad work night and day and toil in the fields late into the evenings, putting in the crop or harvesting. That sort of work ethic really helped me in the early days of Katapult. It still helps me today. I mean, there's times when you just don't want to do something. There's times when you'd rather go, hang out with friends or family, or just take a nap or read a book or do something else. But those visions of my past, my childhood, being forced or mandated to do chores as a young person, sort of kicks in. And I remember sort of that work ethic. And so it helps me drive forward, and it's really helped me shape my entrepreneurial career. And I think get me through the early days when it was tough with Katapult. So I appreciate that background and that growing up that way. If there's anyone out there that is interested in starting a company, I would say go for it. Or anyone that's interested just in general in chasing their dreams. Like I said, in my early days of starting Katapult, or before I started Katapult, I was constantly being kind of pulled on and tugged on in the evenings and at night about start a business, and I was super scared. Eventually, I did pull the trigger. If I could do anything differently, like I said, I would want to probably have started earlier. But I think if you have a dream or a vision or a goal, or you want to get into business for yourself, I say go for it. The pain of regret, or the price of regret, is way worse than the price of failure. At least if you fail at doing something that you set out to do and you fail at it, you can at least say you tried, which is always, very noble and very impressive. But having that gut-wrenching feeling of I should have, could have, wish I would have, that just is not something that you want to live with. And so I encourage anyone that wants to start a business to have a plan, obviously, think it through, but take a step or put your toe in the water and make it happen. It isn't going to be easy. If it was easy, as they always say, everyone would do it. So be ready for a challenge. Don't get too excited when things go great. Don't get too down when things go bad. Just stay focused on the prize, and it will be very good for you. And I do believe that trying is rewarding in itself. So don't be afraid of failure. It's something that all of us have had to go through. But if you have an idea, you have a vision, you have a pulling at you, a yearning at you in the night where you can't sleep, go for it. I mean, life is too short not to try. So I definitely think that you should make it go for it. Thank you.